Well, I've seen a lot of videos on people that talk about their favorite things, the things they like, things they don't like. And I thought I'd come up with a list of items that make this ride special. It's really, the one thing is that it's one of a kind. You're not going to find anything else like the Spyder yet. I probably think some people are working on it, but the stabilization of this front wheel, two wheels in the front, you can't beat it. I've known quite a few that own three-wheel trikes. They're trike conversions. They've got one wheel in the front, and I've known the problems and issues they've had, and that's why instead of getting my Goldwing triked, I got a Spyder. The adjustability of the F3 compared to the RT. I sat on the 21 RT and I really couldn't even reach the brake pedal. It was so far away from my short little leg. So I found the F3, not only does it is adjustability, but it rides lower. I was on the RT, and you ride higher up, 4 to 5 inches higher on the older model RTs, and the confidence in the bike staying flat around the corner and not lifting a wheel, it wasn't there. I'm either because I'm so used to the two-wheeled rides or just what, but I found that getting lowered down on the F3 makes a big difference. It's a world of a different ride on the F3, and I can go around corners and keep up with my Goldwing friends. So basically the handlebars, if you're standard size, you don't have to do anything, but if you're too taller or you're shorter, you can get short reach bars, or you can get long reach bars, which would be shorter than these. And the brake linkage, you can get shorter, longer ones. So it's adjustable to the size of the rider. And then there's the Brembo brakes. My dream car is a Porsche, and they come with Brembo brakes. So basically the bike has just the same kind of brakes, which means this thing stops really good. Can't beat the Brembo brakes. The other thing I like about Spyders is the storage. The Goldwing had a trunk and saddlebags. The Spyder, my Spyders that I ride, are the touring kind, and they have a trunk and saddlebags, but they've also got that front cargo, also known as the frunk. The one thing I miss that the F3 doesn't have, that the RTs and even my ST had, was the ability to fit a rolling suitcase in. I would love to see a rolling suitcase for the F3. As it is, I've got a bag that fits inside there, but I have to haul it out and put it over my shoulder. Now, when I go on an overnighter, it's not a big deal, but when you are going to do a long trip, you either have to have a nice rolling suitcase that you can fill with stuff, because you're going to need more than just an overnight's worth of clothing, or you're going to need a trailer. I like to carry the rain gear and the emergency gear and the tire gear and all that stuff, so I really don't have a lot of room unless I have that front cargo. The other option is to put a bag on the passenger seat, but when you stop for lunch, it's either got to be locked somehow or you got to take it in with you. I like this is from Sling Mods. I think Sling Mods are Spyder Pops. It powers for USB, and I've got a digital voltmeter in there, but I had to put that in myself. You can see I mount a camera so I can get a dash video, but I can also mount a CB here, and this is a Bluetooth CB adapter with the push to talk button. It really is nice to have a CB when you're working and riding with Goldwingers and other bikes with CB radios. Then there's the Le Monster. He really comes up with some good designs. This thing is a drink holder, and it's got the Le Monster IPS machining. I carry my sort of hidden key and my electric heated gear cabling. I don't use this for a real key. You can see it's just a blank. But when I go into some stores or restaurants, there's times when I want to hide my key, my ignition, and it really looks cool. I also found that his gas cap, so much easier to get gas without having to open the key. I mean, the original gas cap is, you open it up, and in California and some of the environmental friendly states, you've got to have this black nozzle that you got to push back a certain way for it to pump gas. And that flip thing that opened up, it just made it very awkward to pump gas, whereas all I do here is stick it in and it pumps. I don't top it off, just it stops automatically, perfect level. I like the IPS design, especially on the grip ends. I also like the third peg. When you get on and off these F3s, you kind of have to put your foot up on the passenger floorboard. And so when I saw Lamont demonstrating getting up and on with this third peg, I thought, oh, I have got to have that. So that's something I like. One of my favorites is the Denali spotlights. Makes me very visible to other car drivers. I use the yellow lenses. I just stand out. You can't miss me. The fog lights can come on. They light up the road, but they're white. The other lights are white, but these DM lights just, I mean, they just dazzle drivers. There's no excuse for a driver not to see me. They're very small. Little things. I connect them to a neutrino black box, which is a smartphone-enabled fuse block. I've got an aquapovic muffler. I recently tried putting an RLS cat delete on, and it sounded fantastic in the driveway, but when you get on the freeway, it got very loud. Whereas this aquapovic, there's no, it's nice, it's a nice rumble. It's not obnoxious, and I decided just to use the exhaust instead of using the RLS cat delete as well. So I also painted my catalytic converter so that when I put it back on, it's just as black as everything else. Now for my most favorite part. I have had all kinds of GPS, from TomToms, smartphones, even the Garmin early ones that had just a little monochrome screen. I've tried everything. But the problem is it's mounted on the dash. I learned very quickly mounting things on the handlebars, the vibration can do damage to the electronics. If you need to mount it to the center, but even so, you still have to reach down and steady so that you can use the screen. When you're going down the road, it's not smooth. You can't just touch it. And it's very difficult to tweak it, to do anything. And so when this new system came out with the joystick, I just said I have got to have it. A lot of people don't like it because they're not familiar with it. It's new. Many people don't realize that smartphones can do just what a Garmin can do when it comes to GPS. They receive the same signals as a Garmin or a TomTom. So even if you're out in Death Valley, which I tend to like to go to a lot, I don't get lost. So when I've learned that if I haven't been on the bike for more than a week or so, and I'm going to go on a ride, get on the bike, start it up, and make sure your music is set and playing. For some reason, when I haven't been on the bike in over a week, and I go to turn it on, I have to stop and fiddle with the music because it's not... It seems to remember the last time it used the music, but if it's been over a week or more, it sort of like doesn't know quite what music to play. So get that set up, get it ready, hit the joystick. I got my music playing. What I could do is change the display because it's not bright enough for the display to be visible. On my RT, the dark display didn't seem so dark. But on the newer bikes, for some reason, it is a little darker. So I have it set on all the time, mostly to the daytime, because the sensor doesn't work real well. So I love the new dash, but there are still some problems with this sensor and stuff. Now, this is BRP GO. We got the added AccuWeather now. I can do this while I'm on the road. Cancel route because I got where I'm going. But I just love it. The ability to keep your hands on the handlebar and just move your thumb, and you can look down, but you're still seeing what's in front of you. You're not looking down. I can still keep my eyes visible in front of me and then glance down to see it. Now, some do complain that it's not a very big screen. I'm sorry, get used to it, learn it. You'll find that the more you use it, the easier it gets.